Looking for advice to get top dollar when you sell your home? Stay tuned to find out. Hey everyone, my name is Mark McClinchie and I'm a real estate agent here in Pittsburgh. I started my YouTube channel, Mark Knows Pittsburgh, shortly after COVID restrictions shut down most real estate activity in March of 2020. The videos on my channel are to help people, primarily from out of town, learn more about the people, culture, and places of Pittsburgh. I also offer some real estate advice to help consumers navigate the stressful task of buying or selling a home. Today, I'm going to share 5 tips to increase your home value when it is time to sell. So whether you are a first-time home buyer that wants to be thoughtful about your initial investment with an eye toward the future when you might sell your home, or you are currently thinking about selling your home, you'll want to take some notes. And my advice applies regardless if you live on the West Coast, East Coast, or somewhere in between. To illustrate my recommendations, I am going to profile a recent transaction that I sold here in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. I would like you to meet Steven and Erin. I first met Steven and Erin in the fall of 2019 when they were relocating from Long Island to Pittsburgh, and they hired me as their buyer agent. During that time, we were headed toward winter. Inventory was low, and homes in our most popular suburbs were still high in demand. After losing out on multiple bidding wars and the search stretching for months beyond expectations, Steven and Erin purchased this home in Upper St. Clair. On paper, it was probably not their ideal home, but it was well under budget, and Steven and Erin could see potential for the home which they saw them living in well past retirement. Be sure to stay to the very end of the video, and you will hear from Steven and Erin directly. Steven and Erin are experienced homebuyers and bring an artistic eye and a skilled hand to home improvement. As soon as they closed on the home, the projects began in earnest. Here's a picture of the family room from the 2019 listing. They added built-in cabinets, a new gas log, new ceiling fan, and a few other cosmetic upgrades. But wow, take a look at the after picture. Steven and Erin did numerous projects right away because they wanted to transform the home and make it more livable and enjoyable. But they didn't knock down any walls, remodel a kitchen or bathroom, or do any major renovations. Check out this picture of the before and after of the kitchen. For about $750, they added a backsplash, a new faucet, cabinet hardware, and some wiring upgrades. Not only did it make the home more livable, but it drastically improved the resale value. As it turns out, the universe derailed their plans to enjoy all of these transformed spaces, and a little more than a year after purchasing the home, Steven and Erin asked me if they were crazy for trying to sell the home in such a short period of ownership. So I ran some numbers and presented them with a plan. We listed in late May of 2021, and the results were pretty phenomenal. As a seller, it is important to have a working knowledge of your local real estate market. You should know the median price for homes in your area and the main features that would typically be included at that price point. How many bedrooms? Are most of the kitchens updated? Do they include granite countertops? How many bathrooms? Are basements typically finished, etc.? Then you should look at your own house to see how it stacks up. You also need to understand which direction the local market is heading. What is going on with interest rates? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? How many months of inventory are available? Is the market heading toward a shift? You also need to understand the pros and cons of listing during different months of the year for your specific neighborhood. All of this information is critical to position your house to maximize your resale value. Most sellers and most for sale by owners do not have this knowledge or the resources to acquire this information. Some people, especially in a seller's market, think it is easy to sell a house. Yes, if you just want to sell your house, that is probably true. But time after time, I see for sale by owners making big mistakes with pricing, with managing showings, and with negotiating with real estate professionals and being totally outmatched. They are leaving big money on the table, so it is vital to hire a real estate professional that has the experience and the analytical skills to break down the market for you so you are confident in the direction your agent is recommending. For Steven and Erin, I was able to provide them with data that we were heading toward the peak of the pandemic seller's market. We needed to maximize exposure with a thorough marketing plan in a very short amount of time so we could pack as many showings in on the first weekend as possible. Knowing we could activate a bidding war, we priced the home slightly below market value. The fatal mistake of overpricing, even with historically low inventory, would lead to limited interest, avoiding a bidding war, and possibly facing a series of price decreases. There is a ceiling for every house, and your agent needs to facilitate a plan to reach that ceiling based on current market conditions. Steven and Erin took advantage of the market on the buy side in 2019 and then achieved the exact results we planned for on the sell side in 2021. To get top dollar for your home, even if it is a small fixer-upper, do not cut corners with photography. Unless you have the proper training and equipment, the average do-it-yourselfer will produce photographs that will significantly lower the value of the home. Taking pictures with your phone or using a wide-angle lens to massively distort room sizes will not impress today's buyers that spend hours per day online poring over listing photographs. I have been working with Savannah Curry for several years. She does photography and drone work for Exposure-It Real Estate Media. Their pricing, service, and quality cannot be matched. Here are a few of Savannah's photographs when Steven and Erin listed with me in 2021. And now let's compare Savannah's photographs to the previous listing. I am sure a professional photographer like Savannah could tell you the difference in composition, aperture, exposure, contrast, and a bunch of concepts I'm not familiar with. Which is the whole point of my recommendation. Hire a professional photographer that will motivate consumers to take their search from online to booking an appointment to tour your home. Listing a dirty house with tons of clutter is obviously a bad idea, but somehow people still do this. When a seller moves out, many list their house empty. This can be helpful to buyers with imagination, and perhaps not a significant disadvantage if most of the other homes in the same market are also listed completely empty. But if you want your home to stand out and get top dollar, then you definitely need to stage your home. There are two ways to stage a home. Get advice from a realtor or professional stager to rearrange your current furnishings to make best use of the space. You want to declutter, depersonalize, and downsize the amount of stuff in your home. You can also get your house staged by a professional home staging service that brings in their own items to make your house look as attractive as possible. Although this service can be expensive, the increase to your purchase price will be well worth it. Let's take a look at a few examples of the staging that Steven and Erin did with their own furnishings. They took a boring basement and added items like an exercise bike, a table, and some decorations to help the buyer easily imagine the many practical ways the basement could be used. After removing a lot of personal items and wall hangings, Steven and Erin just left the dining room table and a side piece to help keep the focus on the floors, walls, and the feel of this room. If you would like some staging tips and how to prepare your home for the photographer to take listing photos, check out the link in the description to get your free pre-shoot checklist. My final tip is really a culmination of all the earlier tips. Listing a home is complicated, so you should hire a real estate professional with proven methods and someone you feel comfortable with helping you understand the plan to sell your home. An effective listing agent will develop and present a customized marketing plan that will include pricing, suggestions for improvements, staging advice, paid and unpaid advertising streams, and set expectations for timelines, showings, and offers. And here is a tip within a tip. You will find agents that specialize with buyers or sellers. Seems obvious, you would look for a listing specialist, but I recommend working with someone that understands the buyer side for your local area. A buyer's agent works multiple neighborhoods with buyers at various price points, gets inside dozens of homes per week, and in a seller's market likely writes many offers per week. This knowledge and experience that a buyer agent can bring to manage a listing is priceless. Just ask Steven and Erin.
Hello, Mark.
Hi. We just wanted to take a moment to thank you again for everything you did to help us get our home in Pittsburgh sold.
We're here in Norfolk now, and as you can see, it's kind of organized chaos here. We're still unpacking, and we're starting all over again.
Yes. You were so helpful to us in Pittsburgh getting the house listed and getting people in to look at it. From the strategies to the timing of the listing to developing the narrative description that highlighted all of the assets of the home.
It was important for us to work with a real estate professional who really knew the market. And you knew the market when we bought a house 18 months ago, and you really helped us when we got ready to sell 18 months later. Thank you.
And I think that communication was a big part of that. We always so appreciated how responsive you were to our questions and our concerns, how well you listened, and what you had to contribute to a real conversation as you brought in your knowledge and expertise. And we always felt like we were a team with you.
And we were fortunate to receive multiple offers, and you helped us with that. We wouldn't know how to navigate that. That has never happened to us before, but you made it easy.
So thank you, Mark, for everything you did.
Thank you. You're a true professional. You made this whole process incredibly smooth.
So let's recap my 5 tips. Number 1, make cosmetic and aesthetic improvements that don't break the bank. If you make the improvements for your own enjoyability and not specifically for resale, then you will likely get better results. Tip number 2, understand your competition. Know the floor and the ceiling for similar properties that have sold in your neighborhood. Tip number 3, do not use an amateur or a phone to take your pictures. Hire a professional. Tip number 4, declutter, depersonalize, and downsize your furnishings and household items. If your home is vacant, use a staging service so your house has the look and feel that buyers can easily imagine themselves living in. And the final tip, hire a real estate professional to help you understand the current conditions and trends for your neighborhood. Rely on them to develop a marketing strategy to capitalize on that information. Be sure your agent has experience on the buyer side if you really want to maximize your results. If you have made it this far, you are either a real estate enthusiast, maybe another agent, or you are planning to sell your home at some point in the future. Whether you're here in the Pittsburgh area where I can help you directly, or you are somewhere else where I can point you in the right direction, please do not hesitate to call or email me anytime. Thank you for your time and have a great day. P.S. Check out the links below for lots of additional resources.